I'm Viv, the life strategist, helping people go from chaos to clarity so you can enjoy life more. But that's not all I do. If you're tuning in on social media, today is Saturday, and I'm going live for self healing on Saturdays, self healing Saturdays, because for over a decade, what I did was I was a trauma therapist going deep one on one with hundreds of clients into the trenches of places where nobody wants to go and helping people break free into new levels of freedom and releasing all of that load that they don't deserve to carry. Okay. And so I run a Thrive Force community where we focus on getting clear and energized and connecting with our purpose and feeling really fulfilled. But I also run a self-healing EMDR circle and a guidance group. It's one thing, self-healing and guidance group. And so on Saturdays, I like to focus on this element of self-healing because sometimes you are so blocked, so stuck because you've been through so much that even though you want to break to the next level and you want that freedom and you want a thriving, vibrant, beautiful life, there's just too much kind of like holding you down, and you need that extra resources and tools to really break through some very old things. And that's what we do in the self EMDR group. But what I'm going to talk about today is what a lot of people might be experiencing, which is feeling tired, especially during this holiday season. And so today, the title of today's live is Why You're Tired, right? And for anyone dealing with emotional trauma or things from the past, as anyone and everyone from my community has, um, we know that low energy state emotions, so called negative emotions, are actually really taxing energetically. So, feeling upset, feeling sad, feeling angry are very expensive energetic emotions. In addition, there's something special in the holiday season right now is a sensory overload, there's emotional, there's social, and there's sensory, right? So whatever you're feeling about the holiday season, maybe you're feeling excited, maybe there's something to look forward to, maybe you're finally going on that vacation that you planned for a while, or you're going to get time off, right? And or maybe not, but whatever you're dealing with emotionally, that's one thing. The other thing is the sensory, like I was talking about, the sensory and the social, right? Even if you're not being highly social, there might be an expectation to be highly social, or there might be people bothering you with their incessant holiday wishes, or a feeling of a pressure like, oh, I need to reciprocate. I just maybe want to be left alone this holiday. Or I want to be and I want to connect, but there's just too much on my plate, right? So there could be a whole bunch of things that you might be experiencing. But I think what is common is that we're all going through a lot, and in this time we're going through more because it's also in the environment. There's just more going on. There's more promotions, there's more sales, there's more ads, there's more. And if you have your own business or you're working in any business that requires you to deal with holiday promotions and sales and whatnot, then it's extra busy time, right? And if you have kids, that's also a time because they're going to be having time off school, and that's like can be sometimes it can be nice, but it can also be like, oh crap, if you are struggling for daycare when you need to work. So, um, I talked about this in the last few weeks, and I'm going to probably talk about something similar most times because it does all sort of circle back to our nervous system. So Why you're feeling tired might be as simple as your nervous system feeling fatigued. This may appear as a lack of motivation. It may appear as laziness to some people or to yourself if you're being hard on yourself. But what it really is your nervous system is overloaded. And when your nervous system is overloaded, like it is seriously working, meaning that it is producing hormones like cortisol and messengers and stuff in the brain, neurotransmitters and whatnot that communicate between the cells in the brain and the nervous system. And all of this has an energetic cost, you know, revving your system up, being stimulated here, there, spending way too much time on social media or um, watching Netflix to drown your sorrows or whatever shows or whatever you like to watch, you know, stimulation, 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 do, go, 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 and that can be tiring, right? But it's different. Like it's not just about doing, because you could be like, I have people in my Get Clear with uh, uh, clients that they, with my productivity, my planning system, my Thrive Mastery stuff, they can get extremely clear on what they want. They can get organized, which obviously reduces overwhelm. And you can know exactly what to do, and you might be doing a lot of things, but you're not tired. You're actually energized. You're like, yes, I did it. And now I have time to be with my friends, time to be with my family, or time to be with myself in a meaningful, wonderful way. And that's great. That's like really wonderful. So it's not just about doing things, but you it's when you're overloading your nervous system. It's when you're stressed. You're stressing yourself out. I'm not blaming you, because that's the other thing that I wanted to touch upon, is that it's not your fault. It's not your fault. Our brains and bodies were not built for modern living. They were not built for smartphones. They were not built for highly addictive algorithms of social media. And like, even if you are addicted to a certain show, like these things, especially now, we have so much science how to addict people, you know, that it's so easy for for to be preyed upon, in today's society, to be taken advantage of your biology so that you become addicted to things that tire you, that drain you. And when you go to the mall, let's say shopping or something for holiday gifts or something, uh, the lights, the displays, the ads, they're not designed to relax you or support your well-being. They're designed to get your attention and get you to buy, right? So I know this isn't news to you, right? But it's just a reminder that it's not your fault. You have a whole society conspiring against you to make you tired. I'm kidding. That's not what they're doing. It's not exactly on purpose. You are If you're watching this, you're living in a capitalistic society, which is not necessarily bad, but it's driven by sales and money, which is why you're surrounded by an environment that is constantly asking for your attention, right? In order to sell you stuff, to make the capitalistic wheel go round. And I'm not commenting on that, whether that's bad or good. I'm just saying that that is a formidable force in your environment, right? It's not necessarily a bad thing, because you might be given the opportunity to get lots of things in your life. And when I mean things, I don't necessarily mean t-shirts and stuff, right? But I mean real tools or items or apps or products that enrich your life, that save you time, that are like absolutely amazing, that are like fun and cool and useful or beautiful, right? So that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's about the environment kind of, uh, it's not made to support your overall well-being biologically. You're not designed for this environment. You're not designed to get text messages instantly from people halfway around the world being like, "What's up?" Right? It's like, "Oh, I'm busy, but I want to connect." Um, so just know that that's why you're tired, because you're living in this environment. And then what's the solution? Well, you can unplug, right? I am often not on my phone. I am notorious for not being on my phone. If you are related to me or you are my friend, you know that I am not on my phone and I will not answer your message for a while. Sometimes I might answer the same day if it's a coincidence, but I am not on my phone. Uh, and I took up this policy a long time ago of, I need to be connected, obviously, for my work, and I travel around the world. I live in different places. So obviously I need to be connected. And I'm so glad that we have um, these digital tools to make us connected, but I don't want them to drive me crazy. And I do not have any push notifications on my phone from my emails. Now, some of you may have to have that for work, depending on your position and your job. You may be able to make decisions about that, by the way, that are better for you. I want to think about that. Nonetheless, you are still entitled to have a day or a time or a window. Maybe it's an hour, maybe it's half an hour, maybe it's 20 minutes of being disconnected, of reconnecting with yourself. Okay. Because otherwise, that being tired is not going to get fixed. Yes, you need sleep. Okay, of course you need sleep, and we are notorious undersleepers, particularly if you've had trauma, if you're having emotional um, issues, looping and stuff. I've been there. I really have, and I understand how it can impact sleep. And you know what sucks? I'm going to share something that really sucks, and I'm so sorry. It's true, but the thing is, when you don't sleep a lot, it causes inflammation in the body, in the brain, and it actually makes it harder to sleep later, right? It makes it harder to sleep. So the less you sleep, the harder it is to sleep. And then this can develop into insomnia, which I have also suffered in the past. So it can be so hard to sleep, right? And believe me, I promise you, no matter where you are, no matter what you're struggling with, you can always improve your sleep and be ready for it to be gradual and bumpy. And why am I talking about sleep? Because sleep is not the only answer, but it is vitally important. So it is vitally important to also prioritize your sleep, to make a conscious commitment that I deserve better health. I deserve a better experience in life. I deserve to feel joy, right? Then I want to give my body the best. I want to be able to give my body the energy it needs. So I will commit to at least blocking off this time for sleep. And if I can't sleep, blocking that time off of social media, off of Netflix, off of whatever is stimulating, and relaxing with perhaps taking up a reading habit of calm, fun novels. Now we have AI, so you can actually use AI to get good literature recommendations that would support your sleep, not just cliffhanger that are great, but not supporting your sleep, right? So there are so many ways you can support your sleep, and you can even ask AI for great tools. I can give you great tools, but why not just use AI? It's free. Go ahead, and let me know how that goes. And but what you need to be aware of is what are you doing in your day, because it's not just about sleep. It's about this environment that's constantly stimulating you and the stress that you're feeling. So you got to, like, if you haven't watched some of the previous lives, go back. If you're in the community, everything's posted there. If you're on social media, you can find the replays for a short time, but they should be on Facebook and YouTube. And you can always DM me if you're stuck with something or you have a question. But so it's also important how you spend your day, right? And okay, your day doesn't always go perfect. Sometimes it goes really crap. But I've given you tools like breathing tools, going for a walk type of tools, other kind of exercises. There's lots of things out there. There's hypnosis meditations, that I've offered, and that you can find some even on my YouTube for free. Uh, so there's a lot of things that you can do to calm and relax, but I think the important part is understanding that you are living in a very stimulating environment. And December, because of the holidays, is a very stimulating time, and we live in a stimulating society, and you need to learn to put limits on that stimulation. So not no, never, but limits. When, how, I'm in control, right? When, how, I'm in control. Not being at the beck and call of your phone and your stressors or your addictions, but limiting that so that you can give yourself the mental energy back, right? Sometimes staring at a blank wall, if you're not ruminating of depression, but just like, can be a good thing. I recommend staring at a plant, staring at nature, a beautiful view. It's far better. It tends to bring better thoughts than the wall. And give yourself the gift of boredom. Uh, you know, I was speaking with my husband. Sometimes they feel like they're the same. A couple weeks ago, actually, because he was getting worried that uh, we were spending a lot of time working, and my son was off, and he's really good at independent play. Like he will play for hours, and he's so good at not interrupting. I'm so proud of him. And but then he was like, eventually, after a while, like several days of this, he got bored. He was genuinely bored, and we felt kind of bad for him. And then my husband was like really worried, like, oh, he's really bored. Like, God, like we're failing as parents. And I'm like, no, boredom is good. I remember a lot of boredom when I was little. We didn't have all these fancy things, and no one was shoving an iPad or an iPhone in my face, which gave me an imagination, even if I didn't always use it, which sometimes I didn't. My son uses imagination like nobody's business. Like I cannot believe how creative he is. It's amazing because even my mom, she would plant me in front of the television. I did have television, right? And I spent an unhealthy amount of time in front of the television, I have to say. But he gets no television either, so I can see the result of his creativity is just phenomenal, right? And so these most beautiful things can arise out of boredom, but we never even allow ourselves to become bored. I think I should have named this like Get Bored, because getting bored is your way of getting less tired, actually, in most cases. Unless you are like depressed and bored with life because you have it all and you feel like um, you're just bored and don't know what to do. But that's a different problem, and I specialize in that problem as well. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about really feeling genuinely tired and zapped. And I get you. I get you. So remember to sleep. Dedicate some time for that. Remember to limit your stimulation, particularly your electronics, your addiction to your phone or your social media or your messages, and also your environments. Choose your environments, right? Choose to spend some time in a relaxing environment. Choose a little bit of boredom in your life, a healthy boredom, staring at a plant, staring at nature. Maybe not so much the wall, that unless it's a beautiful wall. I used to have an office in downtown Toronto that had this gorgeous view of a white brick wall. And it was gorgeous because it was always lit by the sun, and it was like really nice. And I loved it because you could have all the sunlight and no blinds, but it was completely private for my clients. So that was really nice. So sometimes a wall can be good. But anyways, okay, so that's a wrap for today. If you like this, please share it with others. If you're on social media, share, like, and follow. If you're in the community, please um, share with me, share with our fellow people here about what you think and how you're doing, and yeah, just share. I'd love to hear from you. If you need anything, I'm always available to DM me. I will respond eventually, because not instantly. I'm so sorry about that, but I will respond eventually. Okay, and remember, you, my friend, deserve to wake up with passion, to live with purpose, and to sleep with peace. So join me here as much as you can, and I will help you get there if you're not there already. Okay? Take good care.